not recorded on this podcast was Kevin and I talking football for almost an hour. We were just talking, football season is right around the corner. As of recording this, there will be some games, preseason games happening on Thursday. Like it feels good to have that back.
The Punt and Pass NFL podcast, low key, the debut episode. Punts
and Pints. How about that? We do Punts and Pints. We invite Josh Scobie, who I actually weird flex would be able to get a hold of.
I believe that, actually.
We bring Josh Scobie, former kicker of the Jags, in, and all we do is show him videos of different punts, and he tells us where they screwed it up.
Which is hilarious too. He's like, why are we having the kicker critique the punts? Why should we get a punter for that?
That'd be the running joke. Why is the kicker critiquing the punts?
We'll get a long snapper to critique the kicks, and we'll get a punter to critique the long snaps, and it'll just be like the cycle of special teamers.
I went to school with McManus. He definitely doesn't know who I am, but I could at least try that angle with him. Bring him in. He used to play for the Jags, so actually I probably do have a connect to get to him. But either way. That is not what we're here for. We're here for basketball. And the reason we're here for basketball is a few different offseason things are going on. Mikal Bridges finally got that extension, so we're going to talk about that. But the bigger news this week that we wanted to warm up with was some of these overseas games that are being announced, two of which being the Orlando Magic and the Grizzlies are going to play in Berlin and London in 2026. The way it kind of came out, though, was a part of a 3-year slate of NBA games in Europe. Adam Silver's out there right now talking about that, which then leads into the discussion of NBA expanding to Europe and what that would look like. So I guess before we get down that road, are you excited about it? Does any of the NBA teams playing overseas do anything for you? I know at least in Jacksonville, it's a big conversation for football side of things because the Jags do it every single year. And I don't necessarily feel like the arguments in the NFL would be the same as the NBA. The argument in the NFL is Jags fans hate that they leave because they lose a home game, which in NFL objectively is less than 10 games, right? So that's why that argument comes out. Whereas I feel like the Orlando Magic and the Grizzlies going over there for a game and potentially losing a home game doesn't really hit the same way because there's so many games.
It's an 82-game season. No, It doesn't hit the same way. You're right. When it's a 1 week and the NFL season is only 17 weeks long, losing that home game is a big deal. These respective teams going overseas for 2 games, and again, some of them may not even be, you may not have them both be home games necessarily.
Right.
It's not that argument doesn't hold nearly as much weight as it would in the NFL.
And at least from the because we do talk to the Jags a lot about it, there is a lot of money to be made over there in terms of merch and even just like game day type selling of merch. But you do start to create a little bit of a fan base. That's how the Jags have kind of like got this London fan base thing going over there. So it is really cool to see that kind of angle to it. I don't know if that really does anything for a casual fan of a sports team, really, other than you potentially have a cool trip you could do, right? Like I know the Jags go out there, they have these travel packages you could buy through the Jaguars. It's like $2,000 and everything's essentially covered. You can just go. You don't have to figure it out. So that part's cool, maybe from a casual standpoint for a Magic fan or a Grizzlies fan. But like, I just think it's a cool thing that they're playing over there. You get to showcase and maybe see a new arena that you don't necessarily see on TV for at least somebody watching back here.
Yeah, I don't really have any beef with it. I think they're clearly want to expand in Europe. We've obviously seen, over the course of this podcast, how many times have we said that, the game is getting more global. We see it reach more audiences than ever. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they want to go play games in Europe.
If you're an NBA team owner, I guess in terms of value to the league, I think that's the correct way to word this question. Would you prefer the NBA to expand to more teams in the U.S., like we talk about with Seattle all the time? Or would you prefer them to like maybe go get a Paris team or go back into Canada again, or something like that? Like, do you think that does more?
It's always going to be in the Western Hemisphere until they can make travel easier.
Yeah.
The reality is just the logistics of having one or two teams over in Europe would be a nightmare. I mean, it already, when you look at Mexico City, it starts to get a little more difficult, and that's not even anywhere nearly as far away. Well, I guess depending where you are in the US, it might be, but like the point is, no, I think it's going to be here. I mean, I think they like Euro League just still has a lot of opportunity. I guess like that's the point. Like there's already been, I think Adam Silver would love to have Eurobasket just be more almost like become an NBA spinoff, right? Where it's like, it's almost like not the minor league, but the AAA, if you will. In terms of the destinations, though, I mean, because they played in Paris last year, right? And so they made sure that the Spurs were there. So that way you have Wemby. Like Berlin for the Magic makes a ton of sense because you have Franz Wagner and you have Mo Wagner. And so they're going to go home and they're Team Germany stars. And so I think like that's the way that you get more eyes on this, right? Is like you make the matchups logically make sense. Like I think there's a ton of people in Europe that like basketball. I think it's good that you're giving them regular season games instead of preseason games because it just it's more meaningful, Preseason's an exhibition game at the end of the day. Like these guys aren't really trying as hard. Like they absolutely are going to care in a regular season game. And like you said, for the American consumer, like you lose one game, but you're right. The opportunity to go on a trip, maybe go somewhere that you haven't been before, double up. Make an experience out of it. I don't see any issue. Like, I think we're just going to see more of this. Like, I think even if you had an issue with it, like bad news, you're on the wrong side. Like, I expect to see more games in Europe coming, and not just, they played in Paris, they played in London, they're going to play in London, they're going to play in Berlin. Like, I would expect to see more games in France. I would expect to see games in Spain. I could see games in Greece. Like, run down all these countries that have successful basketball leagues on their own. Like, how electric would a regular season NBA game in Serbia be if Nikola Jokic is back there? Like, how electric would the Lakers with Luka and Slovenia be? Like, there's a ton of options for things like that. And even beyond, I mean, look at the Middle East, look at Africa, look at Asia. Like, I expect to see more games, frankly, around the globe as we just continue to go this. Like, the NBA is already rapidly expanding on an international scale. Yeah, I fully expect to see more there. And the NBA has played, with Germany, for example, they played 14 games in the country since 1984, but this is the first regular season one. So like that little extra bit of regular season, it counting for something real, I think that matters.
No, I agree with you. They just need to get into the the Fantastic Four thing and find some teleportation bridges and things like that.
I still didn't see that yet, man. And the part of that's obviously just being where I am personally, but I got to go see it.
You got to see. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean they need it to be good. So I mean, the Marvel's had a few that have been back on track a little bit, but they need to like really consistently get this back on track.
It's a little slow, I guess, is the way I'll say. I don't want to give anything away. It's a little slow to start, but it's because they have to it's a weird situation, right? It's almost like the Spider-Man movies where there's been so many different versions that they tinker with the idea of not having to explain the Fantastic Four again. And so but they still kind of have to at least give you an idea, if that makes sense. So it's slow to start, but it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. But that being said, I agree with your point. Like travel is going to be the biggest thing to slow this up. Now, a big conversation that has kind of come up from this, and it almost takes us into the golf conversation a little bit, because golf has dealt with something similar, is there's some rumors that a potential Saudi Arabia league type situation could happen in the NBA as well, almost to what you're saying, like a side of the NBA, another league, if you will, over in Europe for the NBA. And the reason that comes up is because LeBron James' business partner, Maverick Carter, is tied to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. I think they brought him on as I forget what the title was, but they brought him on to help out with some stuff. And so that started getting people to realize well, now they have a direct tie to LeBron, and would he be a part of whatever this might look like? I think they were saying that league would consist of 6 men's and 6 women's team playing in rotation in global cities. That would obviously be backed by those. And I think Carter was an advisor, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder if these conversations on Adam Silver's side have sped up because of that potential to miss the opportunity to, I guess, a different kind of firm.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly seen that. I mean, worldwide soccer, that's been the biggest story over there is the rise of the Saudi league. Basically from non-existent to now routinely rolling in big name players and being able to offer. I mean, Ronaldo was the first one to really go over. And obviously that is the soccer equivalent of like a LeBron James caliber player being over there. And I mean, look, the Saudis have obscene amounts of money. Like they can really put more financial pressure than anybody else can. I mean, we saw it in golf too. Like they can just offer you figures that you can't get elsewhere. And that's really tempting for a lot of people. Needless to say, that is a whole different geopolitical conversation about, but regardless of that, we have seen Saudi Arabia is clearly putting a lot of money and efforts into becoming sports scene on the international stage. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up trying to do that with basketball. I mean, we've seen, again, basketball has been popular across the Middle East, so it is a logical connection. We'll see. Obviously, that's a long way away, and we know LeBron has talked about ownership in the past. So, I mean, I can obviously see why the draw and the connections are there. That's still, I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but I could see that prospect definitely weighing in the back of the NBA's mind and maybe trying to be like, hey, that's where we're trying to like lock this Europe thing down real quick. Cause you're right. Like you will start getting that temptation. Like that will be very real for guys just straight up. Like it's a lot of money. Like the Saudis come on and dump $200 million in your front lawn. A lot of guys aren't going to say no to that.
Well, and that's what I would say. Like, just look at golf. You had these beloved golfers who knew accepting that money would turn you into an enemy in the eyes of the public. And I mean, it's so much money that like, you're willing to do it. What's his name? Who won the Players? Cam Smith, right? Like he had just like recently won the Players. People were all about him. His career was all-time high and they threw the money at him. And it's like, you're just going to go. I mean, I don't blame him. So
it's a tough ethical decision for sure.
Yes.
Do I think that's though like why the NBA is pushing into it? I mean, yes and no.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Like I think it's in the back of their mind, but I mean, either way, like it also is logical too when you look at not just because with the international game, not just the Olympics. Like we've always talked about the Olympics, right? But even the FIBA tournament, like, has really taken on, I think, more significance on the international stage and in for worldwide and casual fans' eyes. Like people are watching that during the summer. They're way more invested. So I think again, it's the global eyes on the game. There's a ton of like marketing opportunities over there. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, and do you think maybe I'm wrong because I know a lot of those games are still on TV, but do you think the fact that a lot of them are on streaming services now to help, like it's a little just more accessible to watch?
Yeah, no, 100%.
A lot of times soccer for us is on at like 9 a.m, like it's a very weird time change. So
yeah, no, 100%. It being accessible definitely helps for sure.
I think so too. All right. So the other question I wanted to bring up to you, I saw the NBA Reddit kind of debating this, and this can kind of be our last little thing, and then we can get into the meat of this. But who do you want to be the opening night games for next season for NBA?
Oh man. I mean, OKC's obviously got to be in it. Are we assuming we have 2 games?
Yeah, let's assume there's 2. Yeah, and I mean, I guess they don't normally. Do they normally go an East Coast and a West Coast?
Yeah, they usually have a West with the timeline. So like, if you're out West, God, it stinks. I mean, the answer. The answer would have been I wanted game 8 of Indy versus Oklahoma City, but unfortunately, the Hallie injury just took all the juice out of that. No, I would love to see. Know what I would love? I'd love like an OKC Houston matchup. I think KD first game in Houston. Obviously his familiarity with OKC as well. I think a lot of people have been, bigging up Houston and things viewing them as one of the contenders this year. I would like that. The other one for me is OKC Denver. You look at the series where OKC got pushed the most. That was with Denver. Obviously, a little bit of a different cast of characters this go around, namely with Michael Porter gone and with some of their new additions in there in Denver. I think that would be a good quality like West Coast matchup.
I also don't hate the idea of like OKC. And follow me on this. Because we know what OKC is. Like, we know what it is. So what if we took them out of the equation? I know they won the whole thing.
You're a madman. You're taking the champions off opening night?
But let's go with potential people that will push OKC. Let's do Houston Lakers. LeBron versus KD.
If I'm in OKC and I hear you come pitch me that you should put the Los Angeles Lakers on national television after we won the title, I'm throwing hands with you on the center court. Like, if you don't let us raise our banner and get the Lakers out of here.
So then what about OKC Lakers? I would definitely prefer Houston, but
OKC Lakers is fine. Like I'm not going to complain about putting LeBron and Luka on TV. It's not really anti-Lakers propaganda. It's like my brother. I'm not kicking the champions out to put the Lakers on. Like we can't make the NBA that stereotypical.
We could definitely do that though.
I've got a sneaky East Coast pick for who I want. The Knicks need to be there. Well, again, we'll talk Mikal Bridges and we'll talk Knicks after the intro and all that. But now given how everything is shaken out with with Milwaukee still kind of being in a weird space, like with Dame being out, who now posts with Miles Turner, I guess like there's a little more of an intrigue there. But like, again, not to keep bringing it back to Indy, but like with Indy out, that really is a big game changer. With Tatum out, that's a big deal for Boston. Cleveland, like, look, well, I don't got to keep beating up on Cleveland, but it's like y'all lost that privilege to me. You're revoked for a year. So know where I would go, honestly, for this. I would love to see the Knicks in Detroit as the opener. I thought the Knicks in Detroit had a great series last year. You got Cade Cunningham, so a little bit of younger star power in there. I mean, look, the Eastern Conference, like if you want to put a West Coast team against the Knicks just because the East is kind of down this year, I won't really be mad at it either. Like there are plenty of teams in the West that I think you could argue have more of a case to be here. But if we're gonna go straight up East, like give me Detroit, give me Orlando. Orlando feels more of like a homer pick for me, kind of in a way, and I think Orlando maybe has to prove it a little more. But
yeah.
I mean, the other option, I guess, if you're going to go that way, is just to go Milwaukee. Like, you've got Giannis. Like, Giannis at the end of the day is Giannis. But I think from a matchup perspective, I would love to see Knicks in Detroit.
I'm trying to see if anybody like stands out that I would prefer. Yeah, Knicks, definitely. I'm with you on that. Detroit would be fun. Orlando would be fun.
Like, I might be a homer and pick the Sixers. You know what I mean? Like, in theory, if everybody's back.
Cavs, just because they had the record for the regular season last year.
That's fine. You can put them there. I'm not putting them there. But that's just, again,
I know what you're saying.
I am going to be the anti-Cavs guy this season. They have broken my heart one too many times. I'm not doing this again. Like, I'm not doing this after last year.
I'd be okay as well with Knicks Hawks. But I would prefer over that. I would prefer Knicks Pistons, Knicks Bucks, and maybe Knicks Magic.
I do genuinely like the moves the Hawks made this offseason. Yeah. Like, I think they're going to be competitive in the Eastern Conference. And I think that maybe like there's nothing wrong necessarily with maybe teams getting more familiarity with them early, like getting them some face time. But they're kind of like Orlando in the sense where they're like, we got let's see them rattle some wins together first. Right. Before I put them there.
I need to see it first. I want to know you're getting there. Yeah, I can get behind that.
But beyond that, I mean, there's nobody else in the East that's really like, I don't think there's anybody else. Again, in the injuries, the injuries took a lot away. Like, I would have loved Knicks Boston. I think that would have made a ton of sense. I would have loved Knicks and Indy if you weren't going to put Indy with OKC. But it makes it a little tougher. But yeah, I think final answers for me are Knicks and Detroit, and then OKC and Houston would be my ideal opening night matchup.
Yeah, I'm behind that. I can get behind that. I like it.
All right. Well, hopefully you can get behind us here on the Driving Dish NBA podcast. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kevin Rafuse. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Justin Cousart.
Okay, I want to know which one of these stats you think is the most impressive.
Okay.
We'll start with CJ Wilson, who had a rare 6 category game. 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. That was the first time that ever happened. That was in 2003.
Okay.
You have Dennis Rodman's stat that they always point to where he had 0 points but 28 rebounds in a single game, which is honestly so impressive. Or February 10th, 2017, Mr. Draymond Green, triple-double with no points, where he had 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 steals. He also had 5 blocks and 0 points.
Yeah, that Dre game is wild. Wow. That's super impressive. I think
that might take the impressive factor.
Yeah, I think the overall best game of those is Dre probably. Rodman getting 28 boards is a lot too, but
yeah.
It was best rebounder of all time. Probably not a surprise there.
Right.
And the 1-1-1 game strictly from it's like,
wow.
That is
one extra one at all.
That's so hard. Like that's so hard to do. And just like the statistical like probability of like, oh, your only opportunity to score is when you got fouled, then you happen to knock down one of the 2 free throws, like you split them. Like that's just such a statistical oddity that like that to me is the more like, wow, we might never see that again. So in a way, I'm impressed there.
So what's interesting is in 2013, CJ Watson had what they also call the one game, where it was 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal in 13 minutes. So that's like you came in, you were pretty effective with the
it's quick
13 minutes and got out of there. I would be curious to see how long CJ Wilson played in that 2003 game to obtain everything. Because if it's like you played 26 minutes, 30 minutes in the game, it's like that's absolutely wild that you didn't do like a double up on any of those stats.
Yeah, that would be wild. I mean, let me pull up before we get basketball runs here. CJ Wilson.
How many minutes? To play.
Did you say CJ or TJ?
DJ, it says.
Oh, DJ. Okay, my bad. I'm like, where is this person? What year was this?
Says the page says 2003. CJ Wilson. CJ,
like Chris.
Yes.
Why is this dude not on Basketball Reference?
I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. That'd be crazy if no, this is definitely.
Dude, I don't think.
That would be wild if this is a fake link.
Dude, this might be a fake link. What on earth is this, bro? It's CJ Wilson. Where did you find this? Who is this person?
It's on this food fuss food did a list of
who? Who?
Oh my Lord. Hold on. I should have looked into this more. That's so funny.
What is happening? I'm like, look, I'm like, who?
NBA.
Like CJ Wilson plays over. There's a guy that plays overseas. He played in college.
Oh, maybe it would. No, it doesn't say it was an NBA game. Hold on. Let me make sure. That could be part of this. No, because they put it in with Dennis Rodman. It has to be an NBA game, right?
Does it? Like,
you would think.
The CJ Wilson 1-1-1 game.
Yeah.
Are you sure this isn't a baseball stat?
No, because it's assist. It's hold on.
Dude, I googled CJ Wilson 1-1-1 game and a baseball thing came up where like he pitched in game 2 of the World Series.
1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. This is crazy. 6 category game.
Where is it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find. Now I need to find it off not this freaking That's so funny. Nothing's pulling up. How can you just write a blog like this?
Are you sure you're not? Dude, he's got to be a pitcher. I think it's the pitcher thing. The CJ Wilson 6 category game is a fantasy baseball game, bro.
No, but this says 1.1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. That's not baseball.
You're right. It's not. But like, dude, I'm telling you, I have no idea where you found this person or who this person is.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's blank.
Yeah, dude. Where is? Can you pull up your screen? What am I looking at?
This is Foo.
Who? Again, who the F is this person?
I don't know. This is the link. Oh, now it's. Whoa, hold on. What is happening here?
What is your algorithm going?
This is awesome. I'm loving this. Now my computer says your connection's not private.
Oh God, yeah. You should probably get off that, bro.
I
don't know. You might got you hacked. I don't know what's going on over there, but
that's crazy. What?
All right, well, that was a myth. That was wow. So
myth game. Good thing we didn't go with that one.
You have learned a valuable lesson today, everyone listening to this podcast, especially in these trying times, is that cite your information more than ever, because let me tell you, it is fake and they might be lying to you.
Wow. All right. Well, let's back it up to the CJ Watson 1-point game with the rebound, assist, steal, and point. That happened in 2013 for the Brooklyn Nets, for anybody wondering.
Yeah, no, CJ Watson is very real. I remember CJ Watson, like.
Yeah, that one I know.
He was playing 19 minutes. He was playing 19 minutes a game for that season, Brooklyn.
CJ Wilson in 2023. Now I can't even pull up the site.
I'm looking for the. I'm trying to find. What game is this? The CJ 1-1-1 game. I'm trying to look through his game log now to find it. Yeah.
The Watson game.
Yeah. Do you have a date on it?
Google's when I put it. It says November 20th, 20. No, this is just a thing. No.
No. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. No. It's against the Bulls. They lost. He had 1 point, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound, and 1 turnover. The only thing he overwon was personal fouls. He had 4 fouls that game, amazingly.
That's even crazier, actually.
He did all that at 8:52. He's 0 for 3 from the field, so he did take some shots, just didn't hit any. Yeah, got fouled, hit his free throw. Dude, it was a technical free throw. It wasn't even a real free throw. It was straight up a technical free throw. So that even kind of makes it better.
I do kind of love that, actually.
Yeah, adds a little wrinkle to it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Either way, shout CJ Watson, a confirmed real player.
Not CJ Wilson, who apparently isn't even an NBA player. That's wild.
That is wild.
And there was just a blog that.
Dude,
now I can't even pull up the blog. Well, that's why you got to look at the links. So there you go.
It's a dark place, man. Internet is.
Bro.
Everybody's got to stay on. You got to stay on alert out there these days. Leave us a review on iTunes, good or bad. I'll read them on the podcast. If you're not an Apple user, Google Play Store, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Player FM. Like, look, man, he didn't show up on Basketball Reference. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like,
I am embarrassed.
It's all right. We've had more embarrassing moments on this podcast. Don't worry about it.
That's up there though, for sure. Follow us on YouTube. You can watch my embarrassment on video. NBA on YouTube. You can subscribe. You get notifications when new episodes are coming out.
Now, a word from our sponsors.
So, confirmed NBA player Mikal Bridges, who is a real life person and has real life basketball stats attached to his name. Holy moly. Has agreed to a 4-year, $150 million contract extension with the Knicks, which is slightly below his max, and that is part of what we'll get into here in a second. But my favorite was from Fred Katz, came out on Twitter, and he said his cap nerd news of the day is that Mikal Bridges' contract is not actually $151 million over 4 years. It's actually $150 million and $1 over 4 years. Got to get that extra dollar in there.
Listen, man, don't spend that dollar in one place.
Yes. So obviously with Bridges locked up, all 5 of the Knicks regular season guys from a year ago are back. They will be back and locked up for the next 2 seasons with another season of options potentially on that. So we could see this for 3 years now. But one of the things with Bridges that people want to bring up is he had the ability to wait until August 6th. And there's a rule when you sign later that you can't be traded for a certain amount of time. So with that, it would have pushed him past the trade deadline of February 5th. So essentially, it would have been a 1-year no trade clause, essentially, the way that it would have worked out. But by signing the way he did on July 31st, he'll become eligible for a trade at the end of January, which gives the Knicks a few days on the deadline to move him if they choose. Obviously, they don't want that, and Bridges has been very vocal about wanting to be a Knick. So there's a part of that. Now, the Knicks, in exchange for him giving them that option, they agreed to have a bonus in there if he gets traded. So if they do trade him, he'll get a good chunk of cash, obviously. Both sides essentially helping the other out and being team friendly, I guess, in a way, or player friendly in a way. So good on Bridges for doing that. Good on them for bringing the team back. Very worth it, obviously, with the way the East looks right now. So we would imagine they will be one of the contenders, if not one of the top teams in the East this year.
Oh, yeah. Being under the second apron with this deal is the most important thing, and give the guys credit for sacrificing a little bit to make sure that they could do that. Because now you can fill out the roster. Like, that was the end of the day. Like, what it all came down to against Indy, to me, though the game one meltdown certainly didn't help, but it was a lot of depth. Like, that was the big thing. And I mean, that was the criticism with Tibbs now, where it's like, look, this starting five was extremely effective. They absolutely should have brought the starting five back. Mikal Bridges was their last big question mark of the offseason. Not that it was really ever a large question mark, but still, like, you got this done. You're able to go into the offseason now, get into camp, get ready. And you're right. Like, given the state of the Eastern Conference, like I've said this multiple times now, like the New York Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference, given how everything is shaken out. Like, it is their conference to lose. When I look around and I go, yeah, I've seen this team play together. They got to the conference finals last year. They're all healthy. Like, I'm going to trust Mike Brown to keep them stable enough. Like, I think you add a little bit more depth, and I think this conference is wide open. Like, I think it's conference finals minimum is the floor for the Knicks next year. But you need to look around. If I'm the Knicks, I'm viewing this as my best chance to reach the finals in 25 years. Like, it is truly our conference to lose. And I think the only team that you maybe could argue against that is Cleveland. And again, they just haven't won in the playoffs. Like, that's me having an objective conversation about it, saying they haven't won in the playoffs. Like, they're going to be there regular season wise competing with the Knicks again. Like, I think that's probably your 1-2 seed when all is said and done, but I'm going to give the Knicks the benefit of the doubt on that. And I got to feel like if I'm the Knicks looking around again, Milwaukee, it doesn't feel like they addressed all their problems last year. Like, Miles Turner kind of gives you what Brook Lopez gave you, and certainly in a younger form, but like, the Kuzma trade didn't work out. Chris Middleton is gone. Now Dame is gone, and your books are clogged up, so you can't really make too many drastic moves there. The only other wild card team, there's two other teams I'm keeping in the mix. Three, maybe, if you want to count Detroit. I still think Orlando's going to be there. Post Desmond Bane trade, I think Orlando's going to be in the conversation. I guess if the Sixers bounce back and everybody's healthy, like, that is the other wild card too. Is like, look, if you actually get healthy Embiid and you actually get healthy Paul George, and Maxi's there, McCain is back, VJ comes in and makes a difference, like, there should just naturally be some improvement there. I think Atlanta too. We talked a little bit about them earlier. I really like the moves they made this offseason, especially and if anything, if Risa Shea breaks out a little bit more, that's an area where I could see them too. But all those teams, like Atlanta, Philly, Detroit, they still have more things to be worried about. Like the Knicks, I don't really have anything I'm worried about here. Like, you just keep them healthy, and I trust them now also not to be run into the ground either. Now that Mike Brown is there and Tibbs is not there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on the not being exhausted by the end of the playoffs and watching the team essentially just run out of steam. I think they'll be there as well. And so, to your point, I don't necessarily disagree with any of those teams that'll be in the running. I feel like I want to disagree on the Sixers side of things, but that just might be a homer, me wanting to hate on them a little bit. So,
I mean, I don't fully disagree with what you're saying. I think the Sixers are very well still improvement mode, and we saw how bad it can go last year. But if they're healthy, I don't think they're going to be completely out of the mix, especially in this conference.
A healthy 76ers should be above the Nets, the Raptors, the Heat, probably the Bulls.
I hope so. I hope they're minimum above, though. I mean, especially the Raptors and the Nets. Good Lord. If you're not healthy, if you're healthy and not better than them.
Last year. I would just say that's who they were behind last year.
Right. Well, if they are like who they were last year, they probably will be that bad again. But it's like I said, it's wide open. It was kind of a weird season for Mikal Bridges, right? Because like you gave up 5 picks to get him. And he was kind of up and down during the regular season, but like I think the way the starting lineup fits together, and I think it was an adjustment for him too, because he was asked to do such a big load of the offensive lifting in Brooklyn. Like he was the number one guy there. I think there was a little bit of adjusting there. I'm also just encouraged by how Bridges played in the playoffs. Like I thought he was huge against Boston in particular. In the game winner or the game winning defensive plays, I should say, in games 1 and 2. He's huge in the fourth quarter. Again, he's still even when he was quote unquote struggling, he shot 50% from the field. So I don't know. This is a no-brainer. The Knicks had to bring him back. And you got to feel good. Like we said, I don't know that the Knicks are the favorite to win the title next year. I still think that's going to be whoever comes out of the West. But the road to get to the finals for the Knicks is certainly a lot easier than the road is to get to the finals out West. So yeah, you got to feel good about this team, and you got to feel like you've got a real shot to win this conference. Like Knicks fans should be excited.
No, I agree with you. I think they are, if not the betting odds, one of the betting odds and favorites to win the Eastern next year. So locking Bridges in it was a must, and I don't think we were worried it wasn't going to happen. So finally, and glad it finally did happen, essentially on our end.
All right. And who's balling? Oh, what am I trying? I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. I was gonna like do the segue there and normal, and it's just like all blanked out of my head. I still think I got some like brain fog from earlier this week. So just no, it's not. No, it's not just you this episode, Josh. I think we're both fighting through it a little bit. But all right, who's balling? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you're probably thinking about CJ Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. All right, who's balling? Who's falling? Our NBA version of the stock market. We always like start with the good before we start with the bad. So Justin, I'll start with you. Who's balling this week?
Yeah, normally guys reserve this for a breakup, and I guess this is technically a breakup. But Luka is on the cover of Men's Health magazine in a full revenge bod mode.
It's definitely a breakup, fam. It's fully a breakup. No, Luka said, "Y'all call me fat. What'd you say I am?
Look at me now."
He made a point to say I'm slim.
I look like a model now. I honestly didn't think that was him. Like the way in the Men's Health photo, I didn't think it was actually Luka. So good on him for getting his health in check, which was the concern of the Mavs apparently. And so to get back to him, he went on the cover of Men's Health, talked about being healthy and get that full revenge bod is in full effect right now for him this summer for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, look, like whatever you had to do, he's noticeably slimmed down. We saw it when he was with Team Slovenia. Like that's obviously huge news for the Lakers. His fatigue has come as like it was always ridiculous for that being the reason to trade him. But like the Luka in shape concerns were sort of valid. And so, yeah, this is great news for the Lakers. So of course they're trying to lock him up as well to an extension this offseason to be like, hey, our main guy is super in shape right now. Like he looks like he's ready to take the team seriously. Because that is like that's the only. I mean, he's already one of the best players in the NBA. Like with him just showing up. Like if he's in shape and he's truly killing, like if he's able to take those next steps a little bit on the defensive end, the sky's the limit. Like Luka can be the best player in the league. He's already top 3 right now, minimum at least. So yeah, of course you got to be encouraged if you're the Lakers. Like we said, a lot of these guys too in the offseason, we've talked about the past few weeks with bringing Ayton in, with bringing Marcus Smart in. Like these are all, type of moves that Luka's been behind. These are the guys that he's been acting or, really trying to go to bat for. So we're going to, either way, it's definitely encouraging. Definitely fueled by that breakup a little bit. Those games in Dallas are always going to be something. And look, I know Dallas certainly post Cooper Flag in a lot better mood, but needless to say, it is fully a breakup. Don't let him ever tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Balling for me this week is a follow up on a brief. I don't want to even call it a saga. That feels like generous here, but Ricky Council IV, a subject of my Fallin last week for his rather bare bones press release. There are only 2 sentences about him getting waived from the Sixers, but Ricky Council IV is officially going to Brooklyn. 1 year deal, obviously for a guy that is still trying to prove it, find his, way onto an NBA team where he can get a lot of minutes to show off what he can do. Like Brooklyn's the place to do. They're going to be a team that's developing next year. So, good for Ricky, keeping it going.
Happy to keep him in the league. Happy he's with the team. We'll see how he does out there for sure.
Yeah. All right. Who's fallen for you?
So I realized I want to do two. My first one's going to be a quick mention to the movie The Naked Gun. It's got Liam Neeson in it. I think Pam Anderson's in it too, actually.
She is. Yeah, they're dating now, actually. Fun fact.
Oh, good. Okay. Well.
No, good for Liam, man. No, Liam Neeson, he had, dude, bro, that was a sad go because you know about his first wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dude, that was sad, man. That was really truly a tragedy.
Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson dating is not something I would have had on my bingo card, though.
Never, but I've seen them in all these Naked Gun promos, and it just works, man. They seem so happy. It's kind of adorable, honestly.
Well, and so Naked Gun is a comedy, apparently supposed to be really good. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to that. But
it was a little bit before our generation. That was was more like an 80s movie, right?
Yep. And so to that, people are pointing out that in the credits scene, at some point, there's a part where it pops up and it says Netflix password. And in it, it says Embiid's knees 76.
I can't even just go enjoy the Naked Gun reboot in peace. This kind of looks good. I've been looking for a movie to go see. I feel like there's been a lot out recently.
Let's be real. If there is not a hidden end scene after all the credits, I'm not making it to the part where we're talking about Netflix password Embiid's knees 76 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair.
I'll be gone and in my car and driving away. My other fallen I wanted to bring up real quick is going to be Jokic, who is significantly more emotional after his horse.
Oh, this ain't fallen. Let that man cook. He is so happy. Are you kidding me?
He was so happy for his horse to win in his hometown. But people were immediately taking that video of him tearing up and crying and putting it to his win for the NBA.
That's his passion, bro. The NBA is his 9 to 5. He don't care about that. He showed up, he punched the clock, and he checked out. That horse is the passion.
That's so funny to me.
Listen, man. I mean, we're obviously joking. Jokic is one of the hardest working players in the league, who I feel like it almost overcorrected the other way, where it was guys, no, Jokic definitely cares about dominating. You don't become this good at the NBA by accident. But my man loves his horses. I truly he doesn't want to be the superstar really like that. My man just wants to go home. He wants to chill with his family in Serbia, and he wants to watch his horses race. I ain't mad at it. How can you be mad at that?
He did go on, he was on, I think it was DeMarcus Cousins' podcast, where he talked about considering retirement other than the Supermax. And I was like, that's wild to turn down $300 million in a Supermax. It's also worth mentioning in the Saudi Arabia conversation with the expansion teams, he is also in that.
They're going to throw $1 billion at Jokic if they would. Dude, it would be, because when they did it with golf, with Tiger, and again, Tiger is Tiger. Tiger's the all-time golf legend, but they literally were going to offer him $1 billion a year to go play golf.
Which, all that to say, if you haven't seen the new Adam Sandler movie too, that's probably something you should watch.
I gotta watch. I'm gonna watch it at some point. I do. I'm not expecting anything, so I guess for that point, I can't really be let down.
Did you like the first? Because it's not. It's not.
It's Happy Gilmore, dude. It's one of the funniest movies ever.
Better than the first.
I never expect it to be, though.
Yeah, it scratches the itch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's all I just need it to not be a train wreck. I'm not any of these 90s sequels that are coming out now, unless I don't expect them to be good. In fact, most of them I kind of hate that they're doing them, because it feels like a nostalgia ripoff, or it's I make it good if you're going to do it. So Top Gun was the example of that, right? That new Top Gun movie slammed, dude. It was awesome.
I think they said it was at 56 cameos for Happy Gilmore. And out of all of them, without giving anything away, Bad Bunny stole the show.
I did hear that. I know Bad Bunny's a cat. I know he's a caddy. Yeah, Bad Bunny's hilarious, dude.
Travis Kelce's in it. It's good. It's a good follow up. it does beat certain jokes to death.
Of course it's going to. It's a 2025 Adam Sandler movie. Like, are we being Justin? Are we really? If we're speaking the truth here on this podcast, which we try to do, what is the last funny Adam Sandler movie that came out? Seriously.
I'd have to think back to what Adam Sandler movies I've seen because I haven't.
And Adam Sandler is certified absolute legend, one of the greatest comedy actors of all time. His run is arguably the greatest. I would say when you look at Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, Mr. Deeds, Waterboy, Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
What am I? I'm forgetting another big one too. Billy Madison. Billy Madison's arguably the best one.
Billy Madison. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find. Here we go. So Happy Gilmore 2. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at his stuff. Murder Mystery, Hustle, Hubby, Nature Planet. Uncut Gems was good, but that's not a comedy. So we're back to 2017 at this point.
I feel like so I watched the Hustle movie that came out last year with Hernan Gomez, and that was fun, but that's not a comedy.
Would you count Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2?
Okay, you can count. I haven't seen it enough recently. I would definitely count that as a comedy.
That's still 2013. That's still more than 10 years.
That's ago. So that's my whole greater theory. So we can do a whole podcast about this. Thankfully, the basketball gods blessed us this week, and we had stuff to talk about with Bridges. This is one of my fiance and I legitimately have a theory that not a single funny movie has come out since 2013. Like legitimately, comedy movies, if you look at everything since then, has been just dry. It's been bare bones dry. TV, hilarious. Podcasts, hilarious. Like stand up, still hilarious. It's like you look at the quality of comedy movies that come out from like 1990 to 2013, and it's just like unbelievable film after unbelievable film. Like the funniest movie I feel like I've seen recently is Deadpool, and Deadpool's not even a comedy like that. Like I guess the newest one kind of was, but like that's not a traditional comedy movie. Like we've not had a true, like We're the Millers is kind of the last one I can think of where I was like, no, that was pretty funny.
Would you count like Thor Ragnarok? Because it was like
that's my point, dog. Like Thor Ragnarok is funny. The Marvel movies are funny. I like all of those movies, but that's not a comedy movie. Like I'm not comparing Thor Ragnarok to like I Love You Man, where I need something like that. We haven't had that in a while.
So I'm looking at this is IMDb. It's a verified site. I checked this time.
Uncut Gems is great too, by the way. That's not a comedy. Like I did genuinely love Uncut Gems. That was a ride, dude.
So this is their most hilarious comedy movies from 2000 to 2023.
Yeah, they all come out in probably the first decade.
So the first one they have here is Good Boys at 2019, which is like the even younger version of
I've never even heard of it.
Now, what's the one with McLovin?
Superbad.
Yeah, so this is like an even younger version of Superbad, from my understanding, which I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. But apparently, it was good. I do remember hearing it was good.
Yeah.
Stuber, 2019. Shazam, superhero.
That's not a comedy movie. Yeah. I like that movie. It's not a comedy movie.
When We First Met, which would have been 2018. Is the next one. 2018, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle at number 7.
This is what I'm saying. This is literally what I'm saying. There are not funny movies. Like it bothers me a little bit. Like nobody wants to make a comedy movie anymore.
Yeah, what about what was it? The Mall Cop, Paul Blart?
That came out like 15 years ago, I think.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah. Paul Blart came out. I would like that would have some funny moments.
War Dogs was a comedy. Oh, Step Brothers is 2008. Step Brothers
came out like 2012, dude.
Ted is 2012, so that would be there.
So honestly, I don't think Ted is funny. I've seen it. I don't love Ted. I think Ted was kind of mid.
That's a hot take.
That's fine. I will go on the hill on that one. Either way, though, that's still fit. Even if I thought Ted was funny, that still fits in my theory. It came out in 2012. Paul Blart Mall Cop came out in 2009.
The only thing we'll have to do, and this is the only way we can confirm this, is we got to go watch Good Boys. That is the one that on this page is rated number 1 that came out in 2019.
They're saying that's the funniest movie that's come out since 2000.
Yes.
No, they're lying. They are lying so bad. You are not sitting here and telling me that Good Boys is the funniest movie that's come out since. Oh my God. I swear to God, like I might watch this movie, but they're lying. Since 2000, you are not telling Anchor. Literally all of Will Ferrell's comedies came out since 2000. You're gonna tell me that movie's funny than Anchorman? That's funnier than Step Brothers. That's funnier than Superbad, which is not a Will Ferrell movie, but
Superbad is on this list. Superbad is on this list at, hold on, because I just saw it. Superbad is on the list. Step Brothers is at 17. Ted is at 19. Hangover is at 21.
The Hangover is hilarious. Hangover to this day, the original Hangover is one of the best movie experiences I've ever had.
Superbad is at 25. Project X, The Intern, Ted
Project
2.
X should not be higher than Superbad. What are we doing? Like,
Get Hard is on here at 36. That would have been 2015. Right. That I haven't seen it, but I did hear good things about it.
But that's what I mean. Like, you gotta like we're reaching. None of these are like the just certified. Everyone has seen that. We love it. It's hilarious.
Wedding Crashers is on here at 41.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's a
Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay is at 42.
But that one I get a little more. But like, and I do like those movies. But like, that one I get a little more.
School Rock a comedy?
Yeah, definitely. You think School Rock? I mean, it's maybe not as much as like a traditional one, but like I think School Rock's definitely a comedy.
Bruce Almighty's at 50.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna come back to tweet us seriously. Like please tweet us. Let me know about this theory. I've really thought about this for a long time. If I'm wrong, if there's a funny movie out there, like let me know. I'm not trying to not watch comedy.
We gotta watch that kid one. We gotta watch this 6th grader movie.
We do, and it's gonna make me so mad when it's not good. I'm just gonna be like, I can't believe.
Click is not a comedy, and I will die on that hill.
Click is not a comedy. Click is very serious. List. Click is a good movie, but it's very much not a comedy. Yeah. No, not even close.
Yeah. 3 6th grade boys ditch school to embark on an epic journey carrying accidental stolen drugs, being hunted by teenage girls, and trying to make their way home for a long-awaited party. It's literally Superbad, but for 6th graders.
Right. I mean, hey, like, I love Superbad. I do think that's one of them ones. There's no doubt. But they had at the Padres game, Emma Stone and Jonah Hill were reunited the other night. So
that's amazing. I love that.
Love that for them. All right. Fallen for me this week is Gilbert Arenas, who is fresh out of prison. He's had quite a week, to say the least. Now he's saying he's snitching on everybody, so that's good. I did
see that too. You don't make it public that you're snitching.
He said, "I'm not going back." Apparently, so Gilbert was arrested and he was charged in relation to an illegal gambling ring. So this apparently was happening at his house in LA. According to the indictment, it like involves the Israeli organized crime figures. Like, there is some deep, like, dark links going on where I'm just like, Gilbert, what was going, like, how did this happen? But somehow this is also the least surprising Gilbert Arenas news of all time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's incredibly on brand. Kwame Brown is having a day, to say the least. He was very, very excited that Gilbert Arenas got arrested and was potentially going to jail. Yeah, but he's out, he's free, and he, like you said, he publicly went online and said, I am snitching on everybody. I don't know what happened here. So we'll see what the final sentence is for Gilbert here. But yeah, man, high stakes, which again, like, it all goes back to the Javaris Critton thing and all those guns in the locker room. Like, that all was related to gambling debt. Like, I don't know, Gilbert, maybe stop gambling.
Here we are still doing it. Yep. Yeah, it, like you said, it is very on brand for this story to be around Gilbert Arenas right now. But publicly saying you're snitching on everyone is wild.
Like, bro, that's about the Israeli mob apparently too. Like, I don't know. Maybe don't tell the mob you're gonna snitch. Like,
right? Like, holy moly, dude, you better chill with that. Like,
I'm not gonna pretend to know mob rules here. Like, we are very much civilians on the Drive and Dish NBA podcast. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe wouldn't have been my first choice of words there. All right. Shall we play some Immaculate Grid, though? Switch gears here a little bit.
Sure. Let's do it. We were talking off mic about this. It is not necessarily the hardest this go around. A lot of stats on this one.
No, we're gonna go with the randoms. Oh wow, we do. Yeah, we really did. Jeez. These are good ones though, kind of in a way. I think they'll be. I don't know. We'll have some fun with this, but again, you can always watch the Immaculate Grids. Just search Drive and Dish NBA podcast on YouTube. For the podcast listeners, our columns this week from left to right, we've got the Atlanta Hawks. We've got 1 steal a game per season, and we've got Defensive Player of the Year. Our rows from top to bottom, we got the Spurs, we got first round draft pick, and we got 10 points a game per season. So yes, we are going to get disgusting with 10 points a game per season. So, because I'm fully going for, we could obviously fill this out in 4 seconds, I think, if we wanted to, but I'm trying to make this as obscure as possible. We're going to go for a new low score here. So I know the one thing we talked about off the mic, we got to bring it up right away, is your boy Elfrid Payton. Boy Elfrid Payton, I think, here fits in 2 categories. He for sure is a first round draft pick, and he for sure averages steal per game per season.
Yep.
I also think he would work for 10 in a steal a game per season, just because of he was starting in Orlando. Like, he had to have had 10 points just almost by accident, I feel like. So I guess it's more of a decision there where you want. I think they're both going to be extremely low. It's just a matter of you have any hunch on which one you think will be lower?
No, maybe first round and 1 steal.
All right, that works. Hey, put it there. Listen, start it right in the middle. That's the middle one, dead center. It'll be like the free space on the bingo board. Our free space is Elfrid Payton. There we go. 0.10, which is, believe it or not, more than I expected.
So I have a good connect for Spurs Hawks. Thiago Splitter.
Yeah, no, Thiago Splitter definitely works. He got there late. I mean, the number one answer is going to be DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't go with Murray, is because I think it would be a little more probably secretive. Yeah, 3%.
Yeah. 3. Wow. I really thought he'd get more than 3%. I guess he played on Atlanta late. He was on the title teams with the Spurs. So I figured there'd be a little bit of, and just because Stephen A always loves saying it too. He always loved doing that Thiago Splitter thing.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess I thought that might be a little higher, but all right, 3%, not bad. All right. Spurs, 1 steal a game per season. There's plenty of options. We can come back to that. For DPOY, I mean, you've got Kawhi, you've got young Kawhi won DPOY in San Antonio.
Yep.
Tim Duncan definitely won DPOY at one point.
Duncan did. Could we go Rodman? Right?
Yeah. Does he have to win it there?
I don't think so.
That's the thing. We kind of got to check that.
Does not need to be the same when paired with another guy on the team. Must be one on the team.
Okay, so then he didn't win it in San Antonio.
Yep.
No, he would. David Robinson won it too.
Oh, Robinson would work. Yeah.
I feel like, dude, I think Kawhi is the answer there, man. I feel like Kawhi, just as crazy as it sounds, doesn't get really as mentioned with winning Defensive Player of the Year in San Antonio, because his career has been in so many other places now. It's going to be high because there's only so many options.
There's only so many options. Yeah.
So you go with the big guys first. I feel like they're the most obvious. I mean, nobody from back in the day is going to want on San Antonio. You know what, dude? Did Wemby win?
Oh, Wemby would be so high if he did. I don't think.
Well, he was going to last year for sure.
Did he?
No, because he didn't meet the game eligibility. That's the thing. So he got hurt with the blood clots, and now that I think about it, I don't think he won his rookie year. So okay, he would have been short. He would have for sure won last year had the blood clots not happened.
Yeah.
All right, first round draft pick DPOY. I mean, both the guys we just mentioned. On the Spurs. I mean, the number one answer there, honestly, it might be Michael Jordan.
Wait, well, hold on. So okay, so DPOY first round draft pick. Didn't Marc Gasol win Defensive Player at 1 year?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah,
I feel like he would be kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think who else has won it recently. I mean, Draymond won it, but Draymond's a second, so it's not him.
Dre wouldn't work.
Gobert's won it a bunch recently.
Gobert's won it a lot. I was avoiding it, and Kawhi, like we said, already won, but we can't use him again.
I mean, the recent winners, this year was Evan Mobley, obviously. He was a first-round pick. Jaren Jackson won it a few years ago. He's a first-round pick. I'm trying to think of Dwight won it a bunch back in the day. Marcus Smart. Yeah, Mark Smart. No, he definitely did. That would work. Honestly, that may not be a bad answer. He was relatively recent, but
what about Marcus Smart for 10 points per game defensive player?
Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm more nervous than I should be about Marcus Smart
There's
in 10
no
points.
way he doesn't have 10.
I agree. I think he definitely got 10. The one year in Boston, I think he had to have got 10. But I'm good with Marcus.
7%.
7%.
Crazy.
Wow.
How? I guess people were thinking points, and so but
like the big men score though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like all those guys we mentioned, Rudy and wow.
7%'s annoying.
I mean, he was recent. Like that's the thing is like he did win it recently, but yeah, you're right. I did not expect 7% to be there. Wow.
So do you want to go Marc Gasol for first round defensive player? Do we feel confident in that?
Yeah, I don't see why. I don't think he was late, right? Like, no. Well, wait a minute. One of the Gasol brothers was a second rounder. Was it Powell or was it Mark?
I don't know. Powell was drafted. Well, I guess they both were. I don't know. And that's surprisingly the part that's holding me up more than the defensive part.
Oh no, he definitely won DPOY. No, you're 100% there. I don't know why. I can't shake this. Zach Randolph?
Yeah, any of the other guys on the grid that year, those years?
No, I mean Tony Allen would have been the closest, but he never got over the hump. Yeah, I mean Dre was not. I think Giannis will be high. I think Dwight will be high. Like trying to even think of back in the day. The only other guy I can think of back in the day who won, like without really thinking too much, is Ben Wallace. And Ben Wallace is legendary because he was undrafted, so he's definitely not a first round pick.
Yeah.
What about? I mean, Michael Jordan's going to be high. David Robinson's going to be high. I feel like if Hakeem won it, he's going to be high. God, I wish man, that Marc Gasol thing that's tripping me up now. Because he definitely won DPOY. You're 100% right there.
But I think he was a second rounder.
I kind of do too.
Okay, so then who else would have won defensive player?
I mean, it's guys we talked about. Gobert, Dwight.
Let's go Dwight. Let's go Dwight. I feel like that's less than Gobert at least.
Yeah, it was certainly a longer time ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, Gobert's won it a bunch recently. Yeah, not bad. That's what I expected. I gotta pull that up. I want to. Now that we're done DPOY, I want to see other ones that would have worked. Yeah, Marc Gasol was a second rounder, by the way. Yeah, 48 overall. So yeah, good call. Okay. Dude, honestly, if you want to talk about Marc Gasol, and this is going to be a sicko stat, but I do think it'll be really low. Dude, he probably works for 10 a game and 1. I know he's a big, but like defensive player of the year, you can definitely. I feel like he would have had to have gotten a steal by accident, right? But he definitely averaged 10 a game. There's no question he averaged 10 a game.
Yeah, no, for sure. And he added that 3-point shooting at the end of his career.
I think we're really underestimating how easy it is to get one steal a game if you're playing in the starting lineup.
Okay, but
we can hold it. We can hold it.
Yeah, but hear me out. Do we think Matthew Dellavedova had 10 points per game?
No. I mean, no, I don't. A steal? Yeah, sure. 10 a game? I don't think he ever got the minutes consistently enough. I mean, it would have been on like
the Cavs season that they won.
No, see, I don't even think it would be then. Like, that's what people forget about Delly is like when Delly broke out, dude, Delly wasn't playing minutes until everybody got hurt. And then Kyrie got hurt and Kevin Love got hurt. And Delly almost died on the court because he had to play 48 minutes after basically not playing.
Dude, God,
I mean, we could get gross for 10 points a game per season or one steal game. I mean, you name a guard, they're probably there. Like recently, a recent guard. Like,
I'm trying to think. Well, no, I was trying to think of.
Did you say Emmanuel Mudiay?
No, I didn't. But That's funny.
I thought I heard you say Moutier, and I'm like, no way, dude. But I'm also like, no way in the sense of like, I can't believe you pulled that out, and I think that actually works. Like, I would be down for that. Like, he
No,
was
I'm thinking like Avery Bradley or some like random NBA drive and dish darling that we used to talk about.
Oh yeah, I mean Avery for sure was.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely has steal a game. I don't know if he ever. I mean, he had to have had 10 a game per season, and he is a darling of the podcast for sure.
Who was another one that we used to talk about a lot from the Suns?
I mean, TJ Warren, Eric Bledsoe,
Eric Bledsoe,
who both probably work.
No, didn't Tim had somebody that he loved to bring up all the time?
Derek Williams.
Oh, maybe it was Derek Williams.
I mean, Derek Williams was like the guy.
Yeah, Derek Williams might have been the guy we were talking about all the time.
He might work.
He probably.
God, I don't want to risk it on that though. No, he might not have to. He's a power forward though. That's one of those where I'm like, if he was playing defensive player of the minute years like Mark would, I'd be more bullish about that. But I don't know about. God, one steal a game per. I mean, we can go Avery if you want. I'm fine with Avery. If we're not going Avery, I'm saying go Emmanuel Moutier. I'm dead serious.
Let's go. Oh, how is he? Avery?
Avery, yeah.
Bradley, Avery Bradley. Yeah, 0.2. Look at that.
You know, I weirdly thought that would be higher just because of Avery Bradley, like being known as a defensive guy.
Yeah.
And like he was on good teams. Like he was on, I think he was on the Celtics team that won in 08, I think. Yeah, either way, regardless. All right. Hawks 10 a game per season, Hawks first round draft pick. I mean, do you want to do Hawks first round draft pick? Like, do the Hawks have to pick them, or is it just anybody that was in the first round on the Hawks?
When paired with a team, player may have either been drafted by that team first round or played for that team.
Oh God. All right. How much time do you have, Justin? Man.
That's stupid.
Hit me. Just hit me with somebody random that played for the Hawks. Who you think of?
Paul Millsap.
Okay.
You want to go for it?
Yeah, sure. He's a first rounder.
Why is it not, am I doing it wrong? M-I-L-L?
Yeah, M-I-L-L-S-A-P. Oh, is he not a first rounder? Wow, we got greedy.
No way is he not a first rounder.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I'm not 100% about that, but
Paul Millsap was the second rounder?
I guess so, yeah. Paul Millsap draft.
That's so upsetting.
Yeah, wow, 47 in 06. Whew. Damn. Wow. All right, there you go.
Kevin Huerter.
No, we can't. I don't want to do that one now. We got to do the other one. What's with the L there? That one's too easy. I don't want to. I'd rather get to steal a game than the 10 points per game. At that point, I'll take the L there. Do you want me to name 9 zillion players that'll work there? Like, you know, just I am surprised about that. I mean, Hawks 10 a game. I mean, you could do Millsap there if you want to do Millsap there. The top answer for that is going to be Trey or Joe Johnson or Dominique Wilkins, I guess, too.
I mean, yeah, but I bet could you go? Honestly, Kevin Huerter would work in this spot too. I
think he would too.
No way he didn't have 10.
No, you're right. We can do Huerter there. No, you're right. I agree.
H-U-E.
Yeah.
H-U-E. Okay. Yeah. 0.7. There you go.
Yeah. Weirdly lower than I expected just because he was there recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. 1 steal a game per season. For the Spurs, number one answer is going to be might have been Kawhi, honestly. Tony Parker, Ginobili will have 1.
Rudy Gay.
Yeah, probably. Did we talk about Rudy Gay's reaction to DeMar DeRozan?
No.
Dude, they were on a podcast and DeMar DeRozan talked about, again, when he got traded from Toronto to San Antonio, which is obviously one of the more emotional, shocking trades I think we've seen in a while, which clearly the right call by the Raptors, by the way. But dude, he's like, I called 2 people first. He called Kyle Lowry, who you'd expect, and then he calls Rudy Gay, and he just said, Rudy Gay started laughing at me, man. He just started laughing right away. He started crying, and Rudy's on the podcast. He starts laughing again too. He's like, I did.
What a jerk. Oh, that's so funny.
Poor guy.
There's no way Rudy Gay didn't have 1 steal per game when he was
Rudy
on.
Gay definitely had 1 steal a game. You want to just go ahead. He 100% had 1 steal a game. I don't think there were many guys who wouldn't have. Dude, he had to have probably had it on the Spurs. I'm an idiot. I didn't even think that.
He still had to have had it on the Spurs. That's crazy. What?
Wow, that was no, what wow. No, dude, he averaged 1 steal a game every season until he went to San Antonio. Then he had 0.8 the whole way. That's crazy. Dude, there are 1,020 answers for 10 games at 10 points a game per season and 1 steal a game. That is crazy. Wow. 7. Dude, I don't think we've ever done this bad on Grid. That's actually shocking. Wow. All right. I guess, sometimes you fly too close to the sun and get a little too.
There were 4 players on the Spurs that averaged 1 steal a game
last year. Oh yeah, I believe. I mean, Wemby, Castle,
which is actually no, not Castle. Apparently.
Castle didn't have 1 steal game last year, really?
No, Devin Vassell. That
makes sense.
Devin Vassell, Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, Wemby.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm upset.
Yeah. Ooh, I mean, rough performance, but what are you going to do? All right, let's scroll down. Most popular answers for Hawks and Spurs, DeJounte Murray. For Spurs, 1 a game per season. Steal-wise, Tony Parker, David Robinson for Defensive Player of the Year. Trae Young, Hawks first-round draft pick. Chris Paul, first-round draft pick, 1 steal a game per season. Michael Jordan, first-rounder in DPOY. Michael Jordan was also the number 1 answer for 10 points a game in DPOY. John Stockton, 10 points a game, 1 steal a game per season. And Dominique Wilkes, 10 a game per season for the Hawks. That only surprises me just because I thought Trae would be that too. Really did. I mean, Dominique's probably the best Hawk ever, but
yeah,
a little surprising there. But all right, going back to ours. So we got Thiago Splitter for Spurs and Hawks. We missed Spurs 1 steal a game per season. Rudy Gay turns out not there. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year for the Spurs. Hawks first-round draft pick. Again, a rare miss, not Paul Millsap. Just, gotta take it is what it is.
We got a little too fancy with it, apparently.
Yeah, our boy Elfrid Payton, first-round draft pick, 1 steal a game per season. Dwight Howard, first-round draft pick, Defensive Player of the Year. Kevin Huerter, Hawks, 10 a game. Avery Bradley, 1 steal a game and 10 a game. And Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, 10 points a game per season. I am still actually surprised a little bit that Marcus Smart is at 7% there. That may be my biggest surprise to the Grid, even more than Rudy Gay not having 1 steal in San Antonio. What are you going to do? Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the Driving Dish NBA podcast. Appreciate you guys as always. Justin, you are gone next week, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we will have a guest. I will let you know who that is, but stay tuned for that later in the week. In the meantime, leave us a review on iTunes, good or bad, or read them on the podcast. If you're not an Apple user, actually, no, I think about it. We'll get a little housekeeping in at the end of the episode. We might be, the both of us might be back. So next week will be me, and stay tuned for a guest. I'll have a guest on. The following episode will either be Justin and I if we record early because we're both going away that weekend in 2 weeks, or you will stay tuned for potentially Justin and somebody. So we will either way. I will let you know with a more certainty there at the end of next episode. But yeah, either way, stay tuned for that. They'll still be coming out. So we'll have summertime content. I guess that's the big takeaway here. Stay tuned for that. Again, if you're not on iTunes, anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find us: Google Play, Spreaker, Amazon Music, Player FM, TuneIn, Spotify. We are there.
And we're on YouTube. Just hit us up. Driving Dish NBA on YouTube. You can subscribe and find us. Watch video versions of the podcast. And if you subscribe, you'll get notification like podcasts when new episodes are coming out.